Yeah, we just cannot seem to keep our job site clean. Look at this.
It's not that bad.
It looks pretty bad.
Just kidding. It's
From here.
really, really bad. We actually just left town for a few days and we forgot what horrible monster people we were.
I can only do so many cleaning montages. We're just gonna have to put the camera up and actually do it. And then by the end of the day, it's gonna look like this again. So
Probably gonna look worse somehow. All right, much better. Temporarily, at least.
I mean, it's not perfect, but at least we have a little bit of room to do stuff.
All right, so now, what is next on our tiny cabin?
We were supposed to say good morning, adventurers.
Oh, we haven't done that yet. Good morning, adventurers.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So you guys know that the exterior of the cabin is pretty much all ready. We got all of our windows in, our doors in, we got everything kind of blocked in more or less. The next thing to do is the siding. And we got all of that delivered. It has been sitting patiently in our yard waiting to go on the house. Just like everything else, we just gotta figure out how to put it on. Minor details.
We've watched the tutorial like 10 times because we really don't want to screw this up. It's kind of important.
No, but today is the day. It's gonna be hot and muggy and horrible, but at least the sun is not out, so I guess small wins. Also, you guys remember that we got our door and it wasn't quite what we wanted. It was backwards and had some trim issues, and you guys overwhelmingly told us to get it replaced, which we very much appreciate how much you guys feel for us, but we're not gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm not waiting another month plus to get this delivered.
2 months to get this door, and I know you guys said allegedly they will replace it and we can leave this in until the new one comes, but we want to, in 2 months or so, get this kind of potentially ready to live in, and we don't want to have to be dealing with that. So we're gonna make it work. We've been doing some factoring with the kitchen stuff. I think it's all gonna be fine.
It's gonna work, and it looks great anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys thought, but I think it looks pretty good. All right, but under here, we have all of our siding, so we're gonna, I don't know, where do we start?
Start at the bottom. Yeah?
Okay, let's do a little brainstorming, and then we'll reconvene and tell them what our plan actually is.
Okay.
Okay. We decided we want to paint all of the trim pieces first because we don't want to paint them when they're kind of tucked in and installed next to the window. The rest of the house we're going to paint when it's up there. But we opened up the paint and it's kind of blue-gray looking. Yeah. I'm hoping it's going to dry more black, which is kind of what we're going for. So we decided before we go painting and ruining all of our siding, we did a little sample here. I mean, it goes on really nice, but I hope that turns black when it dries because it's kind of blue right now.
Yeah, navy is not what we were going for.
No, it's really not. And this is really expensive paint that is not refundable. So, well, we'll report back when that dries and see if it's actually black. All right, we've given it about 20 minutes or so, and it's definitely looking more black. But it's funny, like this is the sample stick. So to my eye, it looks a bit blue. Still, it's got kind of a blue tint to it, but then when you hold it up to this, it looks just as black as the window. I don't know if it's just like reflecting like the blue sky and optical illusion, but it's definitely matching the windows, and that's the main thing. We wanted it basically the same color as the windows, so that's gonna work. All right.
It's gonna work, right?
Let's get painting.
New plan. It was still as could be this morning, and then all of a sudden these 14-mile-an-hour gusts came up. It blew so much debris into our first piece. So now we're gonna paint inside.
Get painting, girl. We are making horrible time. It's like, is it 1 o'clock already?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Ooh, we touched rollers. Woo! Squishy. Holy cow, you guys, we've been getting so much done. We've been making so much freaking progress today. Can you detect the sarcasm in my voice?
Can you see the bare wall behind him?
We did manage to get all those trim pieces painted. They came primed, then we put 2 coats on them, and they are looking pretty damn good. I mean, I know you guys had some problem with the black, talking about like it being too hot and absorbing too much heat and all this stuff, but it'll be fine. People do black houses all the time. We'll make up for it in insulation and energy efficiency, right?
Yes, only this wall gets a lot of the sun, and we have plans
We're gonna put plants and trees here and stuff. So seriously, guys, don't sweat it. It's gonna be awesome. You will have to stay tuned to see if we can pull this off, or rather put it on.
Yes.
Stupid. These jokes, man. This one piece of trim is our little tester strip. Basically, we're just trying to make sure everything is square and even. You have to do these rows of lap siding. We want to make sure we don't end up with like a visible angle or something. We've never done this before, so we're really scared we're gonna screw it up. Yeah. So we spent hours just messing with this one piece. We didn't show that because I was a little embarrassed. And not only that, you have to have a special siding nailer to nail all this stuff in, and we're gonna go rent that because that's like $400, but it's like $40 to rent. And hopefully we only need it for 1 day.
If this stretches on for 10 days, kill me.
Yeah, well, it probably might be 2 or 3, but we'll see. What the heck are you doing back here?
Well, you know that we're going to Mexico soon, and I heard that Rosetta Stone is great for learning a second language, so that's what I'm looking for, the Rosetta Stone.
I'm pretty sure what you're referring to is the phone app.
Oh yeah? Well then, what is this? What? You're on the phone, I'm on a tablet.
Good one. Seriously though, we have been using Rosetta Stone to brush up on Spanish so that we can actually speak to the locals on our upcoming trip to Mexico. And we wanted to give them a huge thanks for partnering with us on this video. We tried in-person language lessons in the past, but it was so expensive. You had to go to class multiple times a week, and ultimately we just didn't stick with it. But with Rosetta Stone, you can learn anywhere, and the lessons are immersive with stories and dialogue you can personally participate in. They also use audio from actual native speakers, so you can really understand the pronunciation and feel confident when you're speaking the language. Ella tiene un perro. And if you're like us, you're always afraid of mispronouncing words. But Rosetta Stone compares your pronunciation to millions of native speakers and gives you instant feedback with their true accent technology. So when you find yourself in desperate need of breakfast tacos, you can order with confidence. My personal favorite feature is the phrase book. It gives you common phrases used by native speakers, which helps a lot when you're actually trying to communicate with a local.
So if you want to learn a new language, Rosetta Stone is the way to go. Well, not this one, this one. And they're currently offering an exclusive discount of 60% off their lifetime subscription. That's one payment for lifetime access to 25 languages. So start your language journey today.
Yo, we came to the Do It Center to pick up the nailer. And what have we here?
Little sweetie cat.
Little shop cat. But most importantly, we have the nailer. Oh. So $40 versus like $350, so that's pretty good, right?
Yes.
If it works.
If it works. It looks a little dingy.
Yeah.
All right, we're back at the house, and Eric is trying to figure out this nail gun.
Man, every tool is just slightly different, so you can't assume you know how to do it. But I think I figured it out. We have this fancy coil pack. We adjusted the size of this thing, put it in there. This sucker slides right into there. This closes. Haha. It's like loading a machine gun.
Yeah.
And then this should close here, right? Boom, done, locked and loaded. Let's do it. We're really nervous to get started, you guys. We're really afraid we're gonna screw this up.
All right, so our first official window is framed. Is that what you call this? Framing? Sided? Yep. There's definitely a big learning curve using that nailing gun. It rips your wood to pieces, and some of them really overshoot and some undershoot.
There's a whole protocol for it. You can caulk it if it goes too deep. You can re-nail it if it goes deeper than that. So it'll all look fine once we paint it, but we thought we were being smart by painting the trim because we didn't want to have to paint all around our window and get a bunch of paint on our window. But it turns out that when you're in the process of doing all the nailing and stuff, you do a lot of little bits of damage to the wood that you have to paint over anyway. Plus, we were gonna have to paint the nail holes anyway. We just thought we could like touch them up or spot treat them, but that's not gonna happen. So we're gonna have to use a roller on all these anyway. And when you cut a new edge, you have to primer it. That's what this white stuff is. So you're gonna have to paint to cover that anyway, so yeah. But either way, once we put a coat of paint on this, this is gonna look pretty good. I know it looks a little sloppy right now, but it's really not. It's all nice, it's like perfectly cut. It took us like an hour. Hopefully the next one doesn't take us long.
And then we have to do all the siding, babe, I don't know.
Well, we have to trim every corner and everything. Oh my God, this is gonna be a week-long project.
Maybe.
It's gonna cost us $300 to keep renting this gun.
I know.
I knew this was gonna happen. Well, that's what happens when you're a noob trying to, learn to do something new.
Yeah, to make an omelet, you gotta crack a few eggs or something.
To quote Tyler Durden.
Yes.
Exactly. Is this gonna work? I'm gonna fall.
Pull yourself up there.
Whoa! Whoa! You didn't set this up very well.
No, I didn't.
Maybe we need to fix this other ladder.
Okay.
The scaffolding is resurrected!
And worse than ever.
This is not a good sign because that means we have to do all the windows high up. We always put those off until the end of the day.
But that means we have basically gotten all the other windows done.
We have, and we got the hang of it. Because of the tape and the window flange, it's kind of built up around here, so the trim ends up going on and being kind of angled. But in the video, he had some shims that he was using to kind of level them. So once we started doing that right, we got it good. The whole things are like nice and level and even all around the windows. Cutting angles is hard, huh?
It hurts my head. Y'all know we only have one angled window, and this is why. Figuring out the angles of the angled window sucks a big old butt.
I'll take that.
Thank you.
We do have to prime this still, but I'll fit it first.
We'll fit it, yes.
You guys, it's the first scorpion sighting of the season. Just as gross as I remember him.
Oh no.
Oh, he's hiding. Ugh. Oh, did you kill him?
Oopsie.
Allison guillotined him. Oh my goodness, whoopsie. Feel kind of bad for him. I shouldn't though.
Sorry.
All right, it only took an hour and we got one corner piece on. Plus this one was a little challenging because we had to kind of notch it around that beam up there, but it looks pretty good, I think.
I feel like we're this strange mix of perfectionist and idiot mixed together. So we want to make it look really good and we don't know how to do that.
I wouldn't say idiot, I'd say inexperienced. It's our first time putting it on. It more or less looks perfect. We just had to kind of shim it and fix some stuff and level it while we were going. It's good, it's gonna work.
For reference, this is day 3 of us trying to get this siding up. We got a quote from a feller who said him and his son could do it in 1 day, maybe 2. So maybe we should have had them do it.
So they wanted like $3 or $4 grand or something crazy like that. So
no, it was with painting and everything, it was gonna be like 10K.
Oh yeah, with the painting, yeah. But we're do-it-yourselfers, y'all. Not everything, we did do the roof ourselves and a couple other things. But but 80% do-it-yourself.
Well, looks like past Eric and Allison left future Eric and Allison a lovely gift. Yo, we put on this piece of sheathing and it was too big. It goes well past this piece, and instead of cutting it back and rectifying it, we just flashed it and left it. I think we were heading out of town and we didn't have time and we just wanted the corner covered.
We did route all the other sides that were hanging over like this, so they're all perfect, but this one is not. So guess what we're gonna have to do?
We're gonna have to cut this back, route out all this excess, and then reflash it, and then put the trim on. So, cue up another hour for another trim piece.
No, we got 10 minutes for this. All right, we got the corner all sorted out and retaped, and then we had to cut this goofy little shape to go around all the fascia and stuff that's up at the top of this trim. Looks a little complicated, but I think it's gonna fit like a glove. But we've been fastening these together ahead of time to basically make our little corner piece, and then we kind of put it on like you guys saw earlier. This is how he did it in the instructional video, so that's kind of just what we're doing, just like with the windows and stuff. We never done this before, so. That's why you don't do that. Look what I did. You're supposed to pre-drill these when you do this so that this exact thing does not happen. But we haven't had that problem yet, so we haven't been pre-drilling. Much better. This is the sunny side of the house, so that means we're gonna get baked alive if this cloud cover dissipates.
We got our big hats on.
Yeah, that's why we look like this. We don't like sunscreen, so we cover everything up. How cool do we look?
We look so cool.
As you can see, we've got this all framed in, so we got our trim there. We could do the trim on the rest of the house, but we don't want to do that. We want to put on some freaking siding, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start. What?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I think we need a good morale boost. So we're just gonna go ahead and side this wall and hope that that gives us what we need to keep going.
Yeah, until we hit a problem with this, and then it destroys our morale.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, well, step 1 is we have to chalk a line for our first course. That is the technical term for a row of siding.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, fancy. We officially have 2 pieces on there and we're feeling pretty good. We're on the second course and it is dead level in the middle, which should mean it's gonna go perfectly straight up to the top. We have these handy little clips that you put on and it has a preset size. You put 2 of them on and then you just set the siding on top of it. Takes all the guesswork out of it.
Oh yeah, siding for dummies. That's definitely what we need.
Yeah.
Morale boosted for the moment.
Yeah, until we get to that window. We tried to like calculate it to where it hit it properly, but I don't know if we did it right. So, well, we're just gonna let that be what it's gonna be. Should we cut to one of the clips where it just kind of like everything pops in?
Yes,
all right.
And do that for me as well.
Well, you know that doesn't work.
Maybe one of these days.
we've done most of the wall, framed out the window. The distance between the top down, the window down to that top piece is the same on both sides. You didn't think it was gonna be, did you?
I didn't.
Nope.
I can't believe it. But I'm so tired that I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's good, I don't care if it's bad.
It's getting so hot out here. You guys know the sun bakes this side of the house. We're sweating. Allison's on a bit of a diet, so she hasn't had very many calories today.
We're going to Mexico. I'm about to be in a swimsuit, and I haven't been in one in a while, so, you know. But today was not the day to do that, because it's like 90 degrees and so humid.
You guys might have noticed that the light kind of changed drastically during that last shot, and that's because it took all freaking day.
Can I pay one of you guys to bring me a smoothie?
Don't start talking about smoothies and stuff, all right? Don't talk about smoothies, beer, or TV, or video games. Those are all the things I want to be doing right now.
I feel like I look like the Hamburglar or something
You
like
look
that.
pretty nuts, but I look pretty bad too. All right, we're gonna put this down. We're gonna get the rest of this done, and then profit.
I feel like we are at the point in this renovation where you can't tell if we're building a new house or destructing an old house. I think I found my new least favorite project on this house. I thought it was digging holes for concrete and pouring that. And then I thought it was doing the side sheathing, and now siding. Siding is it.
So every new project that happens is your least favorite
Basically
project.
everything's my least favorite thing we've ever done in life.
It looks pretty good. There's a couple little issues with it. Some of them I'm not gonna go into detail on.
No, but I think that's what's souring me a little bit, is that we paid so much attention to so many things, but didn't pay any attention to a couple things.
But it's all gonna be covered in black paint. It's gonna look good. Unless you wanna keep it the poopy beige color. What do you think?
Yeah, we turned it into a bland box.
Also, this stupid little gun costs $40 a day. We've used it for 2 days, and we obviously have a lot more days to go, so should have just bought one. Oh well, that was my idea to rent it, so shame on me. But we are very happy about it. Ultimately, it's gonna look very good, and that's that. That's all I got.
I guess this is gonna be a two-parter, because it's gonna take us so many more days to do the rest of this,
Yeah.
so goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.